After our successful first human T4, Leosthenes starts the day at the camp. Calmly, he repairs his gear using cloth we bought at a fair price from our trusted blacksmith. After a short rest, he gets back to the plan he had in mind, exploring the nearby T4s to gather precious stones and valuable loot. Once recovered, Leosthenes heads toward the mine, but before entering, he decides to take a small break. He picks some mushrooms along the way, and knowing he needs to cook them, gathers a few branches to light a campfire, not only to eat something, but also to enjoy a peaceful moment amidst all the chaos that is past. The night accompanies the campfire with a serene silence. The flames dance gently as Leosthenes grills his food, the orange glow lighting up his tired yet peaceful face. For a moment, the world seems to stop. He takes advantage of the calm to enjoy part of his meal. A brief moment of peace before danger calls once again. After enjoying his meal by the fire, Leosthenes stepped into the mine. But just a few steps in, he realized his condition wasn't fit for such a challenge. Fatigue and mental strain weighed heavier than he expected. So he decided it was wiser to head back and explore the surrounding lands a bit more before pressing on. What he didn't know was that the true adventure awaited outside, in Rotten Willow. Join Leosthenes in his next journeys. They surely won't disappoint you.
Hey guys, we're back with episode 16. Did you see that T4 from the last video? Pretty interesting, right? Intense, full of action. Anything you'd like to comment about it? I'm honestly having a great time. So much that now I have to go out exploring just to fix Leosthenes' sanity. The guy can't stay out of trouble, always finding a new mess to dive into. Anyway, today's plan is simple. We're going to clear those 2 mines near the camp, make some good money and loot, and hopefully not only level up, but also improve our gear a bit. It's about time we change weapons, and at least those old boots. Remember how we came here to fix Leosthenes' sanity? Well, look at that. He's always getting himself into trouble, even when it's not his own. It seems peace and quiet just aren't meant for him. Every time he tries to relax, something happens.
Leosthenes thought those wolves were alone, but it seems their howls did a very good job of letting everyone else know what was going on. And just like that, the peace was shattered.
I'm not really used to fighting beasts, so let's see how this goes against such a big pack of wolves. We'll figure out how to fix Leosthenes' sanity later. I think this challenge is worth it. After all, what would Leosthenes be without a bit of chaos, right? Well, I think from one strike to another, we turned into quite the hunter. Don't you think? It was fun, even though our build isn't really made for hunting animals. But it went pretty well. The only downside is we won't be able to use the pelts this time, since our mace can't harvest leather. Next time, I'll grab a sword or something extra from the chest. That way, at least we can make use of the pelts and not just have the hunter experience.
And so, Leosthenes had to send a message via pigeon to have the camp move closer to him, all to be able to eat, rest, and take whatever he needed during this brief exploration. A practical, if uncommon, measure amidst the dangers that awaited in Rotten Willow.
Well, guys, this wasn't planned, but you know what? I grabbed a sword just in case from the camp's chest to see what I can manage as a hunter. At least for this time. Let's go. Done. Leosthenes the Hunter. Jokes aside, we could try in the next run playing as hunters with an exotic build. Like always, what do you think? I'm really curious to use Hilda and level up her amulet through hunting. Believe it or not, this is only my second full run I'm doing to the end. Would you be interested in seeing something like that?
And so, after Leosthenes' casual hunting, it's time to head to the tavern in Rotten Willow to restore a bit of his sanity. At the same time, he takes the chance to see what useful items he can find. As soon as he enters, he starts conversations with the people there. One of them assigns him a very important task, to explore a very specific cave. Interesting things are bound to happen there, but there's no rush, as his main mission comes first. While in the tavern, Leosthenes checks all the merchants, engages in small talk, and searches for anything that might be useful for his next adventure. Food, materials to repair his gear, potions, or scrolls that could aid him. Once he has everything he needs, he heads back to his camp, ready to continue with the mission he had planned. At the camp, Leosthenes decides to cook a meal he truly enjoys, hearty and filling, perfect for the occasion. He knows he'll need his strength for what's coming, so he takes his time to prepare it and recover before moving on. Once he's done, he orders the camp to be relocated to a new strategic position, right between the two mines he had tracked on his map. An ideal spot to move swiftly, rest safely, and be ready for whatever challenge might await.
All right, guys, everything's ready. Plenty of consumables, good buffs. Let's go. Time to hunt for our precious stones and the best loot we can find. These creatures aren't to be taken lightly. They deal heavy range damage and they even have acid. Interesting critters to take down this time. So stay sharp and be careful. I like that symmetric double stun, though I would have preferred the corridors to have one more tile to make plays and separate the enemies. But hey, we'll manage as always. This time the enemy's morale broke quickly, so we have some space to move. But we shouldn't get too comfortable. Every corridor could hide new threats, and we need to pay attention to everything we find to avoid unpleasant surprises. Let's see what loot and precious stones we can collect as we move forward. I don't know why the bats are in this tier of mines. They seem pretty weak. But at least they set the mood well. And speaking of the atmosphere, the mines are really well made. I really like how dirt sometimes falls, as if something is moving or collapsing. Nice touch. Looks like this is the big fight in the mine. At least we can see that armored one over there, which will give us more of a challenge than the others. Let's go for it, and hopefully we get some good loot. Well chosen, that schism. We hit almost all the enemies, and even with critical damage, even our own rocks were shaking. Nice. That swing with the mace, right after the crash, left everything silent. Poor little creature, completely crushed. But anyway, let's get to the important part. Our loot.
With the creatures defeated and the loot secured, Leosthenes picked up the pickaxe and began collecting each stone, carefully placing them in his pockets. Each stone represented an investment for improving our gear, and he was already thinking about that as he stored every piece. Thus, after finishing this mine, he returned to the camp to store everything and restock the essentials, as another nearby mine awaited, the second one of the day.
Smoky Tunnel, we're ready for you. Do you have your coffee handy? Second coffee for the second dungeon, guys. Let's go. That guy was rushing in all excited, and we had to put him in his place, don't you think? All right. It seems the enemies are similar to those in the T4 dungeon. We have experience, but the boss might behave a little differently. Let's see what happens. I can sense there's good loot here, but the fight might not be that easy. That boss looks like a true tank. I've never faced him before. Let's see how we handle this fight. As always, a masterpiece. Trapping the boss between walls with no escape, plenty of CC and debuffs. Then, using the minions and teleport to avoid unfair fights, while dealing damage and controlling enemies. And finally, finishing it off. This build is turning out great, and I'm really enjoying it.
And so, Leosthenes completed his mission, leaving behind the echo of battle that still lingered through the rocky tunnels. The air was thick with the scent of dust and metal, and among the remnants of combat, the glimmer of treasure caught his eye. His reward was more than satisfying. Heavy chests, shining gold, and a handful of precious stones that seemed to pulse with their own faint energy. As he gathered them one by one, he couldn't help but think that these gems would be the key to strengthening his gear, perhaps even to forge a new weapon, one worthy of the battles yet to come. His hands were weary, but his resolve remained unshaken. After all, every step, every wound, every strike had been worth it. And as the wind whispered through the mouth of the mine, a faint smile crossed his face. The kind of smile that only belongs to someone who knows the adventure is far from